I can't believe the noise I hear. They circle me like buzzards, dig like daggers in my ear. I wish that I could disappear. Between fact and fiction there's no longer friction, and I'm playing a part, I'm drowning in addiction. It's a bit part in a bourgeois blasphemy. I can't remember just what it meant to me. Rationality to rationality, I ran the gauntlet that they gave to me. Force fed, they hit me when I'm down. Force fed, they force me underground. Force fed, don't know which way is up. Force fed, before it starts, I've already had enough. I can't bereave a primetime death when all around me people rant and rave. It's such a waste of breath. They need to get it off their chest. We would study his poetry and prose comes to us packaged, pretense and pose. You know they're turning water into wine. One shot redemption is the cheapest kind. The Teflon coated headline tricks can fry the truth, but it won't stick. Force fed, they hit me when I'm down. Force fed, they force me underground. Force fed, don't know which way is up. Force fed, before it starts, I've already had enough. While the radicals clench fists for evolution, and reactionaries cry for retribution. Both sides of the fence drown in delusion, 'cause their favorite phrases only bring confusion. How can I mean the things I say if I can't say the things I mean? It happens every day. They let the past on firm delay. I'm looking for faith, or at least his daughter, but it's like deep diving in shallow water. 'Cause it's a bit part in a bourgeois blasphemy. I can't remember just what it meant to me. Relegated to rationality, I ran the gauntlet that they gave to me. Force fed, they hit me when I'm down. Force fed, they force me underground. Force fed, don't know which way is up. Force fed, before it starts, I've already had. Before it starts, I've already had. Before it starts, I've already had enough. Welcome to All Request Sunday. Thank you, Scott in Boston, for that one. I decided I'm going to go in order. This weekend, Let It Be Remixed was issued, mixed in Atmos, which is a cutting-edge mixing technique, which supposedly places you in the heart of the music. So I felt compelled to listen to the earliest mixes of Let It Be, to the remixes of Let It Be, to Let It Be Naked, the remix that was done about 10 years ago. And then In Order to Everything on the Let It Be Deluxe on Apple Music, because only on Apple Music can you get that Atmos sound. And I spent extra money on the earbuds on which you can hear it. I could tell you that I could tell the difference, and maybe one day I will, but all I know is it sounded great. And I watched the original Let It Be movie last night, which you can find pirated somewhere online. It was quite a depressing affair, and poorly the graininess of the film was surprising. But what we are going to see starting on Thanksgiving is going to be revelatory to Beatles fans. Anyway, enough about that. I took all the requests I got. I put them in career order. So Farce Fed is one of the first songs I wrote. I think. One of the first songs I wrote that I wasn't embarrassed of. And this is another early one. From Astrid in Sweden. Thank you, Astrid. Thanks, Karif. Actually, I changed that song after I first recorded it. I moved it into 3/4 time. Hospital steps are kept clean by the men in the white shirts and trousers. Hospital steps, and I'm thinking of you as the men press their mops on one side. How cute for my love. And I can't say I don't like this feeling, and I can't say I don't like this pain, as the heels click out time on the hospital steps. Hospital steps, and I know that it hurt you. I know that you wanted, and you wanted to care. And the men press their mops, I'm repeating your name as the heels click out time on the hospital steps. And I can't say I don't like this feeling, and I can't say I don't like this pain, as the heels click out time on your hospital steps. Hospital steps, and I know that it hurt you. You wanted to want this, you wanted to care, and the men press their mouths. I'm repeating your name as the heels click out time on the hospital steps. And I can't say I don't like this feeling, and I can't say I don't like this pain, as the heels click out time on the hospital steps. Thanks for that left field request. You know, I think something's working on the the Facebook, Instagram algorithm. If I have new friends from Sweden asking for songs that weren't even on my proper albums, that were on like my mixes. So thank you. Hey Ethel, thanks for joining. Marianne, always. Anna, thank you. Mike, appreciate it. I can't read everything thanks to my middle-aged eyes. I saw a great comment here on Instagram from Karif. He says, he's already had enough and it's not even Monday. Now that would hurt my feelings if I didn't know that he was quoting my song lyrics. Love the early ones, he says. You know, when your date asks you, do I look fat in these jeans? And you say, no, you look great. Then sometimes you're going to hear, oh, so you're saying I look fat in those other jeans? So thank you for loving the early ones, but what's wrong with the new material, man? Haven't we grown together? Seriously. Okay, so we move from the early songs I put out on cassette in the 90s that have been requested, and thank you for that, to the first proper release I had in 1999, an album called Breakfast. And a couple of odd ducks from that one have been requested. I didn't write down all the names I got, but this was a very cool song to have been requested. It's the second song on the album. It's the first time I ever used a drum machine to enhance live drums. Mike Krajewski, our drummer, had a new toy which had a kabasa sound and some extra rhythm that we threw on top, and we recorded the whole thing to a click track. At the time, I was enamored by the Sundays. Remember them? Here's Where the Story Ends was their best and most popular song. Just really fast strummed acoustic guitars. And I was also enamored of Leonard Cohen, so I stole some of his lyrics. Enamored with Leonard Cohen. How can I face the town with these bloodstains on my sleeve? How can you say to me there's nothing left to believe? Your sorrow's like a searchlight, it's a trembling I can't see. Desperation calls to me, she knows me now by name. From a distance it was larger than life, in my arms it's fading. A distance so much larger than life, in my arms it's falling away. And if I have to ask again, I'll know the answer's no. My mind goes back to Sunday, I had no place else to go. Oh. It was far too forced and formal then, I needed you too much. You slipped into a sidecar, I was aching for your touch. From a distance it was larger than life, in my arms it's fading. A distance so much larger than life, in my arms it's falling away. Falling away. What you cannot control, a dream won't die with dignity to suffocate a soul. From a distance it was larger than life, in my arms it's fading. A distance so much larger than life, in my arms it's falling, falling. A distance so much larger than life, in my arms from a distance so much larger than life, in my arms it's falling away. Falling away. I should have warmed up. There's a strain there on the high notes. Not gonna lie. Hey, Angela. Harriet Wheeler was the bomb. Of course I had a crush on her. Predictable. Beautiful song. Beautiful singer. Great voice. Thank you guys. It's really gratifying to get requests pouring in through different sources. YouTube, through my website, through the algorithm. It's like this virtual thing is okay. It's not all fake. So there was another, I didn't write them down, but I do remember. All right, this is for Angie, one of my simplest and best early songs. And thank you, Angie. From the nightclub on the corner where you bought my worst line, to the noose hung on your front porch, fully fell, I followed blind. Made a promise not to leave you, and I'll keep it till I do. Love's rehearsal to a loss, now it's all coming true. And the rain poured down, she drops my hand, it's her 22nd birthday. I never thought we'd come this far with nothing left to say. Does this make sense to you on your 22nd birthday? I can let you leave, but I won't let you get away. Now I can walk steady, hold me, I don't care what you're thinking, call me. I can get along without you, go ahead and make me have to. I know you'll pass the audition for a part that'll fit the description of a girl looking for a way out, or a woman choking on doubt. And the rain pours down, she drops my hand, it's her 22nd birthday. I never thought we'd come this far with nothing left to say. Does this make sense to you on your 22nd birthday? I can let you leave, but I won't let you get away. My back pocket is useless, it holds something I can't contain. Like a love denied expression, like a tempest on a chain. So I'll stand here feeling stupid, and I'll stuff it in your hand. One step from a walk away, 1,000 steps from understand. And the rain poured down, she drops my hand, it's her 22nd birthday. I never thought we'd come this far with nothing left to say. Does this make sense to you on your 22nd birthday? I can let you leave, but I won't let you get away. More than half my life ago, I wrote that, age 25. And I thank you, Angie, for the request. How's everybody doing? Hey, that is touching, Scott. That's beautiful. I wanted to tell you something. I don't remember what. I I appreciate you tuning in. Oh yeah, we're gonna have some live shows in December. Hopefully, one or two in the city. Hopefully, one or two in Jersey. So I'll let you know about that if you're around. I do not expect my friends from Sweden and Brazil and Barcelona to be flying in. See, I said Barcelona correctly. We had another request for something a little more upbeat from the same album, Breakfast, for Elizabeth. Thank you. A song about a youthful summer. You know what I learned today about harmonicas? I remember when I used to buy them at Sam Ash Music, they'd put them on this little rack, and it was like a suction thing. It would blow in and blow out to clear out the harmonica. And what I learned this morning is that harmonicas are not immune to dust. And when you leave them out of their cases and you use them for the first time in a month, you're going to inhale and ingest dust. So doing that caused a lot of suffering, possibly asbestosis. You're welcome for my sacrifice, but at least for this song it'll work. So this is a song I wrote for my brother on his 25th birthday. Funny to have been so nostalgic at age 27, but that's okay. Looking back on, it's a pivotal time in life in your early mid-20s when you realize you might have to join the straight world, and sometimes you're not always okay with that, and there are adjustments that need to be made. And this is a song which would not exist but for Bruce Springsteen, of course. It's called 88 Cheap. On your 25th birthday, in a room with a view, looking out at the ocean, is it laughing at you? In your starch white shirt and your stiff new shoes, can you hear the past mocking in the foam and the blues? With a bong in the basement and your head in the game, all the 20s and 50s, they've been sounding the same. And they'll shake your hand like a beast they tame, but they can't touch a memory of a summer in flame. With the wind in my hair and the heat on my feet, now we got the top down, now we're feeling complete. No promise have I made, no promise will I keep, till we run out of gas in your 88 Jeep. Jenny gave me a kiss, so I wrote her a letter. Would you see me sometime if it wouldn't upset her? I never got that cold, I never felt so weak, till we put the top down in your 88 Jeep. Stuff Evan in the closet, the ship bottom police got an itch to bust Benny's, drinking beer in the street. Just beyond your grasp, still within your reach, it's a feeling of summer in your 88 Jeep. working in Rahway with a view of the jail. Oh, that was true, but I'll carry it with me till the memory fades. We couldn't nail it down, it wasn't ours to keep. That unbearable freedom of your 88 Jeep, with the wind in my hair and the heat on my feet. Now we got the top down, now I'm feeling complete. No promise have I made, no promise will I keep, till we run out of gas in your 88 Jeep. There it is. Thank you to Autoland for giving Evan an excellent deal on his 88 Jeep. And when he did a neutral drop that he thought was going into neutral and went into first gear, and he stripped his gears, you gave him good trade-in value on the car that he completely demolished. Thank you. So true, man. So true. Scott, really? There you go. Come on, Carif. I left you plenty. Autoland! 1-800-AUTOLAND! Route 22 in New Jersey. Everything must go. No credit, no problem. Okay, we move on to a couple of requests from my second album called A Little Bit of Sickness that I put out in 2005. Here's an upbeat one, and I thank you, Shelley, for requesting this one. This is a song that I wanted to write like Wilco. I wanted to write like Being There, and the album, and the first album that came before it. And this was the closest I was able to get at the time. My template was Out of Sight, Out of Mind. Now I know we don't talk much, but you're such a good talker. Oh, I know we should take a walk, but you're such a good fast walker. Oh, alright. I know where to be tonight. Well, alright. Out of my, out of sight. So that's what I was aiming for. Never done that before. Woke up early and tripped a gate. Found a path ever clear and straight to the sweetest day. The sweetest day. Flower garden on the lake. Sickly scent of a new mistake. I can't wait to see the face of the sweetest day. Crackling like frosted grass, inviting pure, not started yet. All I see runs back to me, and this promise I will not forget. Sun will snow, rain will flake, fire freeze and the air will quake. Day will fall, the night will break on the sweetest day. Water ice so cold I shake, wading into the no escape. I'll be caught up in the wake of the sweetest day. Stood outside it, uninvited, till the brown eyes let me in. Half a life to walk beside it, finally to live within. Yeah. Home and I'm well past late. There was a time I could not relate, but now I'm caught. I won't cut bait on the sweetest day. Wake up early, trip the gate, find a path ever clear and straight. Close the door and seal the fate of the sweetest day. I know we don't talk much, but you're such a doing talker. Oh, and I know we should take a walk, but you're such a fast walk. Oh, well, alright. I know where to be tonight. Well, alright. Out of mind, out of sight. Well, okay. I know you don't. I know you don't love me, but you still be thinking of me. Oh, well, alright. I know you probably hate me. That's okay with me. Okay, alright, okay, alright. I know where to be tonight. Well, alright. Out of mind, out of sight. Out of mind, out of sight. Out of mind, out of sight. Oh yeah. I didn't practice that, Scott. I know I flubbed the words. I'm sorry. Can't do the Tweety show. Too many entertaining Tweeties. Tonight there's just one of me. I will tell you something though. Speaking to 33 1/3% of my Instagram audience right now. I signed up for Jeff's daily dispatches, and they're getting a bit cloying. I think I'm going to discontinue that. Even somebody you love can get a little excessive. Maybe that's a controversial opinion. Anyway, okay, so there was another request. Which one? Oh, yeah. So this is a treat for me. From Dominic. Thank you, Dominic. Who I have not met before, but he is a Ramones fan. And this is a song from that album, From a Little Bit of Sickness, a tribute to Joey Ramone that I wrote a week after he died. It's called The Crush of the Moment. Just picture a Marshall half stack behind me and Dee Dee counting me off, okay? Flawlessly executed. In 74 we were waiting for more and the world to begin. The future was bleaker and Bowery was meeker until you came in. Like a general in tattered jeans on a tank rolling out of Queens. You knew what it means to be standing alone, searching for home, or facing the crowd. You wanted more. 1, 2, 3, forever, faster and loud. Everyone on the bus, grab a hand, one of us. To follow you, I'm proud. In the crush, in the crush, in the crush of the moment. 7. I'm going to hell for not remembering that line. 7 feet high and a heart. Hang on, we gotta start again. 7 feet tall, 7 feet high and a heart 5 boroughs wide. But what was it? What's the line before that? Before 7 feet high and a heart by 5 boroughs wide. He was like a large insect, but I wouldn't have said that in the song. I don't know the line. 7 feet high and a heart 5 boroughs wide. We made a a bet on your punk rock runettes. Every year it multiplied, and though you never had the hits, I found beauty in a pit at the Ritz, where everybody fits into standing alone, searching for home, or facing the crowd. You wanted more. 1, 2, 3, 4, ever faster and loud. Everyone on the bus, grab a hair, one of us. To follow you, I'm proud. In the crush, in the crush, in the crush of the moment. Leaving home on a rocket to Russia in a 2-minute blast of joy. Lobotomy, backbeat, Durango, no retreat, the weapons you deploy. We gave a love you were unworthy of. The hippies had nothing on you. Breaking it down to that jackhammer sound, pounding pure and true. Out of dust and disease, we'll try and believe in a real, it's so unreal. Star in the sky, wearing leather tonight, shining on my heart to heal. But Johnny never made the score out on that 5th reunion tour. You gave us so much more to be standing alone, searching for home, or facing the crowd. You wanted more. 1, 2, 3, 4, ever faster and loud. Everyone on the bus, grab a hair, one of us. To follow you, I'm proud. In the crush, in the crush, in the crush of the moment. Tonight, well, alright, in the crush of the moment. Yeah, that's it. 7 feet high, barely 185, and a heart 5 boroughs wide. We made a bet on your punk rock runettes. Every year it multiplied. Or I'm not going to make you listen to it again, but I'm sorry, Dominic, I didn't rehearse that one. Listen to the record, it sounds better anyway, dude. Cheers. Thank you. Yes, Samuel Alfred Roberts. It should. I'm not trying to reinvent myself with Spanish guitar sequences because I don't know them. Ignorance is bliss. Sometimes a man can be cursed, or a woman can be cursed, with too encyclopedic a knowledge of the history of pop music. You know I'm a lightweight. So that's a little bit of sickness. I then experienced writer's block for years and years and years. I had 2 kids. Cash was tight. I didn't feel like it would be responsible to piss away money on recording. And my creative juices dried up accommodating my budget. Dude, here, hang on. Karif, I want you to meet my friend Sam Roberts. Here you go. Karif from Instagram. Here we go. Sam, there you go. Come on. Cough to get off, Benny. So I had a long period of doldrums. Hi, Eden, I will do that song. And the other one I told you I would learn. It's a long frickin' show. You gotta hang in there through the dreck to get to the encores. And so I didn't write for a while, and I was worried, actually. I don't know if worried's the right word, but I thought, like, maybe the well is dry, and maybe this fun hobby of mine is over. And then Daniel Roberts asked me to write a song for one of his plays called Pocket of Rain, and that was pretty good. And then I wrote Before You Were Born for my kids, and then the juices started flowing again, and it was nice for that gift to come back, which I wasn't expecting. But I think what happened, here's the analogy I've been thinking of lately. It's very pretentious, so there's your trigger warning to sign off if you're offended by songwriters being pretentious. You know those games at the arcade, in particular, the coins with the magnets. So there's like a bar that pushes all the tokens, and they're on a highly magnetized metal surface, and you want to drop your token in with the timing right, so it'll wedge itself between the pile of coins and the bar. So as a result, it'll give you greater leverage and it'll push more coins off the edge. Well, I've since learned that those games are completely rigged and that the coins are scheduled to fall out regardless of what you do in terms of the timing. But when you're young, you don't know those things. Don't tell your kids. I spent probably $30 on a Tom Petty mirror at Seaside Heights that fell apart within a day. I remember that vividly. But the reason I'm mentioning the analogy is I think that even during the years when I wasn't writing well, I've always been such a fan, soaking up what I love, that those coins, metaphorically, those little songs I hear and love, have created like a critical mass, and just shit started dropping and stuff. The tokens have been dropping for a few years now pretty consistently, and it's a great feeling that it's still there. It could end tomorrow, but every time I write a new song, I feel like, all right, that'll make me feel good for a month. And then if I haven't written something, about 30 days later, I feel like, oh shit, am I done? But I'm not yet. So enough of that. That is a little bit of sickness. That was a lot of sickness. There was actually a request for Until You Let Me In from A Little Bit of Sickness, one of the deep cuts, but I'm not going to do it because the same person requested Want You from Gratitude, and I prefer that one, frankly. I feel like I owe it to my friend Eden to go out of order here, because she has a bunch of kids and stuff she has to tend to, and she made some requests. And of all my friends who have followed these, she has introduced me to the most music I didn't know previously. I'd never heard of the Wood Brothers. I had heard of the Avett Brothers, but I didn't know much about them. I didn't know that Great John Prine song was written by Blaze Foley, so I started listening to him. And that is all thanks to my old friend Eden, who made a request. Why don't I just do the cover that you wanted me to do? And then I'll get back in so I won't be destroying the chronological order of my songs that I'm doing tonight. Do we have a G? We have a G. All right, so Eden, thank you for liking this very simple, fun song that you sent me a clip of the Avett Brothers doing like only a week ago, it looked like. So good for them. Now I'm going to forget the melody now because I've been talking so much. Yeah, you're excited. I'm nervous because I think I forgot it. If only you could sing to me. Hang on, I'll just take a second. It was a New Year's Day at the Seaside Bar. There was a special on PBR. The ocean roared outside the door. No one but us and some hardcore drinkers lost in the stormy days. How blue were the blue of your eyes against the sky of gray? Do you remember what we talked about? I just remember your face, the prettiest thing that I'd ever seen. Well, it must have been a wrong turn that we took in Cedar Falls. Maybe Kansas City, I don't know. We just kept on rolling. It was too late to turn around, and we ran out of road in Arizona. Do you remember what we talked about? I just remember your face, the prettiest thing that I'd ever seen. Well, you left me in that deep hole in Gastonia with your mother. Would you still have left with self-respect? Or at least you tried to tell me, but that's when I was drinking, and I could not find words to win you back. Do you remember what we talked about? I just remember your face, the prettiest thing that I'd ever seen. Well, you changed your mind about me, and I sure understand. Years of miles is not what you deserve. Well, I heard that you got married, and he's a decent man, although some say he's a little bit too reserved. Must be a lawyer. Do you remember what we talked about? I just remember your face, the prettiest thing that I'd ever seen. Do you remember what we talked about? I just remember your face, the prettiest thing that I had ever seen. Not bad for an hour's notice. That is Prettiest Thing, performed by the Avett Brothers recently, but written by David Childers, another great songwriter I've heard of, but I don't think I know his music too well. You Are Welcome. It's a great song, and it is a reminder. I know there's a lot of talking, mister, but like some trial lawyers I know, I'm in love with the sound of my voice. The DA supplied a public defender. Scott on Instagram. You gotta meet Sam on Facebook. You two would hit it off very well. Sam is my college friend who's a rock star in the New York criminal law world. And thank God he went to law school, because he wouldn't STF you with his law questions and jokes for years and years and years. He became a great lawyer. Okay, back to the requests. We had, you know, I'm getting a little sick of Before You Were Born. I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry. Several people requested it. I gotta leave you wanting a little more so you'll come back to the next gig. I will do Before You Were Born next time. Okay, so in 2015 I started writing. I started writing again in earnest, and I started working with my friend Eric Kavortek, my late great friend, excellent musician, excellent producer, and the recording of the album began 1 week after he was diagnosed with brain cancer. That's some heavy shit. And like all of his friends, I wanted to stand back and do nothing but help him. And his response to everybody he made music with was, no, I want to make music. It's what I do. And this album was recorded during a 1.5-year span when Eric was fighting, and he ultimately lost. And the last song on the album that I mixed with him was Pocket of Rain, the song I had written for Daniel. And he went into the hospital and he did not come back. He was around. Anyway, sorry to be a downer. Mercy Road was a great album, thanks to Eric Kvortek, who worked really hard. I had some great players on it. Seth Teager, Mike Doktorsky, my regular dude, of course, a bunch of guests. And it's through that process that I met the great Kevin Salem, who transitioned quite neatly into being my producer and has become one of my best friends as well. And he played on this song. I knew there was a reason for that segue. He played on this song, which was requested by Jill. Thank you, Jill. Called 1986. 1986. I knew more than I thought. I drove a gray Dodge Colt with a Kenwood deck. My poetry was overwrought. 2-inch speakers blaring blood and chocolate. A sneer I would make my own. I was old enough to reach for more, to trigger shot or bring it home. Looking for a hook or a ploy. I was an upper middle class white boy, chasing credibility in a game yet unexplained to me. Knowing that one day we're gonna miss these days. In 1986, I set my sights afar. I got a great reception in the friend zone in Capizio's and Dracar. Sleeping on the sidewalk outside Ticket, trying to see the unforgettable fire. It was the year of pride in the name of love, when Bono was declared Messiah. Now my expectations and we were always a bit too high on the promise of a wasted kiss, the possibility of bliss, and the feeling that one day we're gonna miss these days. In 1986, our hair was big as it could get. I saw my prom date decimate the ozone layer with a can of Aquanet. The music ended, summer ascended, somewhere closer to the bone. We were scared and we were hopeful, heading for the great unknown. Now my inspiration and we gotta make a dent before we die. Blasting through the Middle Age, tuning out the noise and rage, knowing that one day we're gonna miss these days. gonna miss these days. Gonna miss these days. Gonna miss these days. Two things I have to tell you about that. Number one, I gotta stop looking at the comments while I'm playing because some of you are saying funny shit. Yes. And secondly, I shouldn't sing this loudly because the next door neighbors have little kids. I should stay away from the belters for the live shows. I think it's better out here than inside, though. It feels right. It felt too cramped indoors in the early days of COVID. Okay, so that's the album Mercy Road, which has some great songs on it. Why waste time with false modesty? Life is short. And then Gratitude. Gratitude was in the bag in late 2019. We had a whole series of plans to release singles and play out and make it a big deal. And the first single was released on March 13th. Good fucking timing. So that ended up being promoted from inside my house. But many of you joined me and helped me with that. So I thank you for that. And I'm really proud of the album Gratitude. I got an oddball request for this song called Want You. Thank you, Colleen. This could be easy in some other place or time. We'd walk through the garden and you'd put your hand in mine. Vanity would crumble where she lies. Bravery will disappear, our pride. Finally, the truth will out, and we won't care who knows. I need to hold you now, in or without our clothes. Take me to a field where we can run. Burn away the past, we're flying straight into the sun. I want you, make it all feel so new. I want you, tell me now, what do I have to do? Trembling beside me, a moment is all we dare. Breathe you in like oxygen, a brush of your cheek or hair. Lover come across, nothing to hide. All is warm and open here inside. It all feels so new. I want you, tell me now, what do I have to do? I taste your kiss like secret wine. your face a vision to enshrine. Oh, lover come across, nothing to hide. All is warm and open here inside. I want you, make it all feel so new. I want you. What do I have to do? This could be easy in some other place or time. Thank you again, Colleen. That one was a lot of fun. So I came to Kevin with the song Much As You Just Heard It, and as is often the case, he pointed me in a different direction, which is so valuable to have a producer who knows what you want, but you are not personally capable of getting there, so he takes you there. And I knew I wanted it to be sparse. I knew I wanted it to be more keyboard driven. But if you listen to the final product that I'm really proud of, he brought in some stuff that I could only dream of. Psychedelic furs, even, what I heard in echoes of that. Okay. Eden asked me to play Only the River. I will play Only the River. And that one, I'm gonna cut out the verse that I normally forget, I think. Maybe I'll try it. Close your eyes and hold your breath. An acrid air is rising through your lungs into your veins. It's gonna stain your blood. We began so pure of heart. Tomorrow we'll remember how once upon a time was just a calm before the flood. I wanna feel your love all around me. Stand alone and know you're there. Turn away the lies that confound me. Strike a match, send up a flame, where only the river knows your name. Narcissus at the water's edge, staring into nothing. She's gonna miss the game again, but he'll still know the score. Tracking every ball and strike, the vanity of the clicking light. Trolling for a battle, on his way to lose the war. I wanna feel your love all around me. Stand alone, but know you're there. Turn away the lies that confound me. Turn away the hurt you claim. Only the river I got my diagnosis and I moved among the people. I waited for the wisdom, but the wisdom never came. Looking back on wasted time when we were fainting fealty, from where I put my trust in you to where you place the blame. I wanna feel your love all around me. Stand alone but know you're there. Turn away the lies that confound me. Strike a match, send up a flame. Snares of life are beckoning, 'cause we're years away from the reckoning. So jump in while you got the nerve to swim. The dreams you have won't follow you like the ones you left behind. So consider this a letter that you'll open in 10 years, a testament to how we tried to navigate our fears. For them that sense no recompense if you won't live in the present tense, promise me you'll take a call from a lonely mutineer. Oh, I wanna feel your love all around me. Stand alone but know you're there. Turn away the lies that confound me. Strike a match, send up a flame. Only the river knows. Only the river knows. Only the river knows your name. Oh, oh, oh. Thank you, Eden. I think it's boring. I'm glad you think it's beautiful. I appreciate that. I know it's a good song. It just doesn't excite me that much, but I appreciate being reminded that it is a good song. Okay, my voice is pretty shot. I have a little cold, and so there were a couple more requests, which I promise I will play next week. But remember how I said after I write a song, like 30 days later, I start feeling illegitimate, or at least that's overstating it, the case. But I get a little antsy, you know, one month after I last wrote a good song. So I wrote a new song. It's really short, it's really simple, and I envision it being the last song on the album that I think I will be able to put out, if all goes as planned, late 22, early 23. In the interim, I got more singles. I'm going to put out an EP in June or so, featuring songs influenced by the late great John Prine. I have a couple other singles in the works. This is called The Ending. Never talk back to the night where you've made your better mistakes. I'll be walking these streets until morning. A laureate wrote the rules, told us what to think. No tree fell in the forest, the apologist did not blink. Forgive us now what we don't know. Transgression in pretending. Time will laugh at this conceit, but there is promise in the ending. Baby, won't you call me back? Honey, can you hold the phone? Something big is coming, soon we'll never be alone. We felt like wide-eyed children, then we bled so free. I never asked you to be anyone I didn't need you to be. Forgive me now for all I know. Transgression in defending. Fate will laugh at all our plans and leave a promise at the ending. Forgive me now for all I know. Transgression in pretending. Time will laugh at this conceit and leave a promise at the ending. Thanks, guys. Love you. See you next week.